Hi everyone, we are from Class 19 Group 3 and consists of me, Warren,
Jevryon,
Viola, Felovely, Eugenia,
and Calderon.
In this video, we will discuss the tools and ingredients needed, as well as the process of making and baking some delicious treats, which are
Bagels!
Don't miss any step and enjoy! But first, let's learn more about bagels. Bagel is a type of bread that originated from the Jewish community in Poland. This bread is usually filled with vegetables, eggs, and chicken. Bagels are also symbolic food often associated with celebrations, good fortune, and togetherness. In addition, bagels are rich in nutrients such as carbohydrates, protein, vitamins, iron, and more. Bagels are made using a fermentation process. But wait, what exactly is fermentation? To answer this question, let's hear an explanation from Felovely.
Fermentation is one type of conventional biotechnology. Fermentation is a biological process in which microorganisms, such as fungi or bacteria, convert organic substances into other products, such as gas, alcohol, or acid, without requiring oxygen or anaerobic conditions. In the case of bagel making, fermentation happens when Saccharomyces cerevisiae consumes the sugar in the flour and produces carbon dioxide and alcohol. This gas forms air bubbles in the dough, causing the bread to rise.
Oh, so that's the meaning of fermentation and its impact on bagels. Alright, let's continue. From an economic perspective, bagels have great business potential, especially in areas with high demand for bread. Their prices vary depending on the ingredients and location of sale. Moreover, bagels use locally produced ingredients such as flour, vegetables, and eggs, which help support the local economy. Not only that, bagels symbolize togetherness and often share, a concept similar to traditional Indonesian foods like nasi tumpeng and ketupat. Bagels are also relatively easy to make, using ingredients that are easy to find and a simple process. With minimal technology required, bagels can be easily made at home. You might be wondering, what do we need to make bagels? So, let's take a look at the tools and ingredients we required.
The tools required are bowl, dishcloth, whisk, kneading pad, kitchen scale, dough roller, oven, baking pan, baking sheet, pot, knife, plastic rope, cutting board, plastic brush, pan, and spatula. And ingredients required are water, dry yeast, high gluten flour, salt, sugar, egg, lettuce, tomato, cucumber, spicy sauce, butter, sesame, chicken, shallots, garlic, soy sauce, and cooking oil. After preparing all the tools and ingredients, let's start cooking!
First, prepare 125 grams of water, 2 grams of yeast, and 90 grams of high gluten flour. Then place them in a bowl. Second, mix until well combined. Then cover with plastic wrap and let it rest for 3 hours. After that, add 135 grams of high gluten flour, 2 grams of salt, and 15 grams of sugar. Stir the dough until well combined. Divide the dough into 8 equal portions. Shape each portion into a ball. Then cover with a dishcloth and let it rest for another 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, shape the dough into an oval and join both ends together to form a ring shape, similar to a donut. Repeat this step for each dough portion. Next, cover with a cloth and let it rest for 30 minutes. After that, boil 1 liter of water and 50 grams of sugar. Boil each dough piece in the boiling water for 25 until 30 seconds per side. Once all the dough pieces have been boiled, bake them at 220 degrees Celsius for the first few minutes. Then, lower to 200 degrees Celsius for a total of 20 minutes. Remove all the bagels from the oven. Let them cool for a while until they are not too hot. Brush the surface of the bagels with butter using a pastry brush. Then, sprinkle sesame seeds over the surface. Slice the bagels in half so they can be filled with vegetables and other toppings.
Here is the process of baking bagel filling.
First, prepare lettuce, cucumber, and tomato. Wash and soak the vegetable under running water. Then, cut the vegetable into smaller pieces. Prepare 3 eggs and boil them until fully cooked. Next, cut the eggs into smaller pieces. Prepare 500 grams of chicken breast and cut it into smaller pieces. Next, prepare 2 cloves of garlic and shallots, then chop them into small pieces. After that, pour 20 milliliters of oil into a pan and add the chopped onions and garlic. Saute until golden brown, then add the chicken and soy sauce. Finally, stir fry until the chicken is fully cooked.
In the first attempt, there were several problems in making the bagels, which led to unsatisfactory results. The main mistake was the wrong baking temperature, so the bagels didn't form the right texture. Also, the ingredient measurements were not accurate, making the dough consistency less than ideal. Another issue was that the yeast was not active enough, and the fermentation time was too short, so the dough didn't rise properly. After reviewing these mistakes, we made some improvements. In the second attempt, we adjusted the ingredient amounts to get the right balance, made sure the yeast has enough time to activate, and set the baking temperature correctly. The results were much better. The bagels rose well, had a softer texture, and taste closer to what we wanted.
That's how you make bagels. Super easy, right? We hope this helps and
Enjoy your bagel!
Oke, selamat pagi Pak. Ini makanan dari kelompok bioteknologi kami.
Oh, ini produknya apa?
Bagel, roti bagel.
Bagel ya?
Iya.
Oh, kalian buat sendiri?
Iya.
Ini campurannya ya?
Iya, ada ayam, tomat, mentimun, dan selada.
Dan
Telur dan mayones.
oh, boleh Bapak buka?
Boleh Pak.
Buka dulu ya. Kita lihat isinya. Oh, ya ada tomat, timun, ada sawi ya?
Selada.
Selada, ya,
Iya.
selada. Dan ada telur. Ini enak nih ya?
Iya. Boleh dicoba Kak?
Boleh Pak coba?
Iya.
Oke Pak coba dulu ya.
Iya.
Dari tampilannya sudah menarik ini ya. Coba gigit sekali ya.
Iya. Iya.
Enak, enak. Ya.
Berapa Pak dari 1 sampai 10?
Pakai Facebook kasih 9 lah ya.
Oke.